That's the benefit of Medicare from Anthem.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Tonight, a push to shine a light on an issue impacting millions of Americans a year and thousands right here in the Indianapolis area.
October's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, a time to search for solutions and encourage victims to speak up.
RTV6's Cameron Riddle shows you how the city is working to prevent and prosecute domestic violence.
For the next 31 days, survivors and advocates are working together to take a stand against violence between domestic partners, an issue that has touched 53% of Americans.
Last year in our city alone, IMPD investigated more than 4,600 reports of domestic violence.
While the city is working on prevention, Daniette Smith is a domestic violence survivor and is speaking up for those who are no longer here. She hopes to use her voice to explain domestic violence, a situation that not everyone can see clearly.
Being up there and allowing me to tell my story allowed me to be a voice for those who are voiceless. It allowed me to bring empowerment to those who are still sitting at home and sitting in that domestic violence situation.
A vigil tonight remembers the Indiana lives cut short due to domestic violence just this year, a visual representation of how real the issue is.
I think it's good because it kind of brings a sense of closure and to know that you are not alone in this and that it impacts a lot of families all across the state of Indiana. So coming here will definitely bring you some type of closure.
Mayor Hogshead says a new grant from the Department of Justice will help prevent or intercept the violence that killed 31 Hoosiers in the last year.
By growing these programs, we will increase the services offered to survivors of domestic violence and potential victims of domestic violence. We will also use a more refined, data-driven method to hold offenders accountable.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Thanks, Cameron. In Indianapolis, all state insurance locations across central Indiana are collecting donations for survivors through a partnership with the Indiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence. The supplies will help people get back on their feet after leaving violent relationships. Needed items include linens, soap and shampoo, paper products, and non-perishable food. The donation drive runs from now until October 11th. You can learn more at allstatefoundation.org.
Despite life-saving efforts from two Good Samaritans, a man has died after a crash on I-70. Firefighters were called to a crash involving several vehicles on I-70 near German Church Road just before 6 o'clock this evening. Witnesses say a semi crashed into traffic that was stopping for a construction zone. The semi rear-ended a van, pushing it into a car, which crashed into another semi. Investigators say the driver of the van went into cardiac arrest. Andre Davis and another bystander performed CPR on the victim. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Davis tells RTV6 his first instinct is always to help people.
Looking at the gentleman, it was tough. And that sometimes can be the scary part of jumping in and be the hesitant of someone giving first aid CPR. Will the person make it? Could I cause more harm than I am good? But getting in there and doing your best is all you can ask for. And some outcomes are greater than others, and then some are just the way they are.
Two men in the car involved in the crash were taken to the hospital in good condition, and two dogs were killed after they were thrown from inside the van.
Carmel police are investigating after a woman says a customer took inappropriate pictures of her while she was working. Now, the employee who works at a store at Clay Terrace did not want to speak on camera, but she is sharing surveillance video of what happened. You can see the customer following her and repeatedly trying to snap pictures of her from behind. We are blurring the man's face because he is not charged with a crime, and right now it appears unlikely he will be. That is because police say anyone can legally take a picture of someone in a public place. And according to the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, the actions seen in the video are not considered voyeurism under Indiana law because the woman is fully clothed. We will continue to follow the case and let you know if investigators determine charges are warranted.
Now to the forecast. Another day of record heat is ahead. Kevin joining us now, helping you prepare for tomorrow.
And quite a day today, Mark. We hit 92, the all-time October temperature record. Tomorrow's record's 89. That's doable. Chance of thunderstorms thunderstorms Wednesday night and Thursday. Never a great chance, though. Then definitely much cooler on Friday. We're well in the 70s now. We're above our average high temperature at this hour, 77 degrees. Anywhere in the metro area, close to the mid-70s. Tomorrow morning, we'll start at 71. By noon, you're already looking at about 84. Again, a record-tying 89 degrees for the afternoon high temperature. Slightly cooler to the north because more clouds build earlier in the day. We'll talk about thunderstorm chances in a little more detail and let you know when the cooler air takes over for all of central Indiana.
The Morgan County Prosecutor's Office has 120 days to decide whether to retry the man accused of killing an IU student. In 2006, a jury convicted John Myers of murdering 19-year-old Jill Bierman. Bierman disappeared in 2000 after leaving her home in Bloomington to go for a bike ride. Her remains were found 3 years later. Today, we learned the U.S. District Court ruled Myers' counsel during his trial was ineffective. That means he must be released from prison unless the prosecutor's office decides to retry him. Now, the prosecutor released a statement saying, in part, quote, "It is premature to discuss the next step in the case. However, I do plan on meeting with the victims and the investigator before any decision is made," end quote. You can read the rest of the prosecutor's statement, a statement from a new attorney representing Myers, and a statement from Jill Bierman's mother by going to the RTV6 app and clicking on this story.
After 10 months, the search for a missing man in Shelbyville has come to a sad end. Human remains found in the attic of an apartment on East Broadway Street have been identified as 44-year-old Derek Beagle. Beagle was reported missing on December 1st of last year. Police do not suspect foul play in his death, but investigators and Beagle's son say there are still many questions about what exactly happened.
I hope we get the answer we've been waiting on. I know we've been dealing with this for about 10 months now. Like any answer is better than just not knowing.
Obviously, it's a process. We wanted to get the information out as quickly as they could, but as accurately as we possibly could, knowing that we're not going to be able to answer everything right now.
Police say Beagle did not live in the apartment complex where he was found. It's unclear why he was there.
Trial proceedings will continue on November 15th against a daycare operator accused of putting children in a dangerous environment. Ashley James appeared in court today. She is charged with reckless supervision by a child care provider. Today marks exactly 3 years since LaShawana Payne's 1-year-old daughter was injured at Live, Laugh, Love, and Learn on East 38th Street. She was abused by another child at the daycare. James served as the daycare's director at the time. She opted for a trial with a judge, not a jury, and faces up to 6 months in prison if convicted.
More mixed reaction to the announcement that the Marion County Prosecutor's Office will no longer file charges for possession of small amounts of marijuana. New tonight, the Southport Police Department released a statement saying the chief disagrees with the decision and that he will instruct his officers to enforce the law as written in Indiana. Yesterday, interim prosecutor Ryan Mears said charges will not be filed against adults arrested for possessing less than 1 ounce of marijuana. IMPD Chief Brian Roach was asked about the change at an event earlier today.
Those that arrest people, that's our guys and gals, and they're going to continue as if this policy doesn't exist. We're going to continue that way right now until we can have a larger discussion. This is cities across the nation are having this discussion. Legislators are trying to figure it out. And so the expectation that I can make a decision for 1,700 men and women within the last 24 hours of how we're going to process that is just, I just can't do it. But we'll look at it and see what we can do.
Charges will still be filed for selling, smoking, or driving under the influence of the drug, according to the interim prosecutor. Well, tonight, Amanda and I put on our chef's aprons for a good cause.
We still smell like the food we were cooking. We were proud to participate in the 22nd Annual Children's Bureau Celebrity Cook-Off. We showed off our hibachi skills at Sapporo Japanese Steakhouse in Castleton. Among the local celebrities at tonight's event, country singer Clayton Anderson, Colts player Matthew Adams, Indy Fuel players Matthew Thompson and Josh McCardle, HGTV Good Bones stars Karen and Mina, among others. Now, the event raises money for the only children's shelter in central Indiana.
And we had such a great time there. I loved our table. Everybody that was sitting at our table was amazing, and so I really had a lot of fun with them.
If only it was smell-o-vision. You could smell the dinner we cooked tonight because Kevin has been smelling all night. And shout out to Andrew Dorfler, who purchased my apron for me to raise money for the kids from Braden Business System. So thank you for doing that.
And thanks to the chef that helped us. We couldn't have done that without him.
I'm sorry if the food didn't taste good to our table. Shout out to you guys for eating it. But thank you for everyone who donated. Always, if you can donate to the Children's Bureau, it's a great cause, and especially because it is the only children's shelter in Indiana.
And it helps
Central
kids
Indiana.
when they really need that help.
Absolutely.
If you're considering getting a seasonal job, we are getting a rare inside look at a major shipping facility that's hiring for the holidays. We'll share more about the company's opportunities coming up.
We want to bring awareness to the community that there's somebody out there that is capable of injuring an innocent animals for no purpose.
And why an Indianapolis family is sharing a warning for others in the community after their dog suffered severe injuries. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
One S for just $2.39 a month.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
The sentencing phase continues tomorrow in the case of a former Dallas police officer convicted of killing an unarmed man in his apartment. The jury reached a verdict today finding Amber Geiger guilty of murdering Botham Jean. ABC's Trevor Ault has the latest on the aftermath of this decision.
Amber Geiger, once an officer of the Dallas Police Department, is now a convicted murderer. The jury deliberating for 6 hours, even considering a lesser charge of manslaughter before reaching that stunning decision.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Amber Geiger, guilty of murder.
The announcement met with gasps inside the Dallas courtroom, Geiger appearing to wipe tears from her face. Throughout the trial, she had insisted she walked into the apartment of 27-year-old Botham Jean by mistake, thinking it was her home, and believing he was an intruder, opening fire. Geiger's defense attorneys argued she had been confused and feared for her life.
And I yelled at him. It's like, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands.
And Monday invoked the Castle Doctrine, which allows people to use deadly force defending themselves in their own homes. But Geiger wasn't in her own home, and Botham Jean, who at the time of the shooting was watching television and eating ice cream, is now dead. And tonight, with the sentencing phase already underway, his mother describing the impact of losing her son.
I cannot sleep. I cannot eat. It's just been the most terrible time for me.
The sentencing phase will continue with more witnesses testifying Wednesday. Amber Geiger is facing 5 to 99 years in prison. Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
An Indianapolis family plans to file a police report over their dog's mysterious injuries. Valerie and Justin Doe tell RTV6 their dog Bella escaped from their yard a few days ago. When she returned home, she had a big gash on her face. The couple believes some sort of weapon caused the injury. They say Bella has never shown any signs of aggression.
As soon as we saw her head, we were just horrified. I mean, who would do that? I mean, I don't understand why somebody would ever do something like that. And she's just like the sweetest dog ever.
The family took Bella to Noah's Animal Hospital for treatment. The staff declined to comment on the case as they work to figure out what caused the injuries. Indiana University could play a big role in the fight against a devastating disease with no cure. Today, the IU School of Medicine announced a $36 million grant to try and change that. The funding from the National Institutes of Health will be used to open a drug discovery center to accelerate the development of treatments for Alzheimer's.
It's a disease many say that involves two losses, first to the disease and then through the loss of life. So what are we going to do about it? Well, I'm grateful to say that there's hope. The newly announced Alzheimer's Disease Drug Discovery Center, which is a strategic partnership between the IU School of Medicine and Purdue University, will be a powerful addition to the fight against Alzheimer's disease.
Alzheimer's affects an estimated 5.5 million Americans, including more than 100,000 people in Indiana. The new center is expected to create 15 to 20 jobs. Kevin.
It's warm right now. We're above our average high at this hour. We'll be dry all night, but you can see thunderstorms lower Michigan into Wisconsin, Iowa, roll through Chicago. This will slowly drop to the south, not impacting central Indiana until probably later tomorrow night, and the best chances really for any rain at all remain to our north. Look at the temperature changes on the way. 80 in Chicago, in the 40s as you get into the Dakotas. Indianapolis is at 77 right now. One more more day would be the third day in a row. Temperatures reach record levels. 89 the predicted high, also the record high. The bottom falls out after that. Thursday, a noticeable change. Friday, only in the 60s for our high temperature. You can see the progression. 89, then we're down a step on Thursday. Friday, temperatures very cool at 68 degrees. Overnight lows. The real impact is felt a couple days after that strong cold front goes through. Saturday morning, 47 degrees. That will not be the coolest temperature, though, within the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, low 70s already as we get started. Noontime, 83 degrees. Afternoon high, right at 89. It's possible we get to 90 or 91, just depending on the cloud cover. Fewer clouds, more sunshine, a couple degrees warmer. Temperatures to the north. I do think you'll have the impact of clouds building in the mid to late afternoon. That'll keep you a little bit cooler. To the south, a nice west wind, 15 miles per hour. Some gusts over 20. Temperatures as warm as 91. There are your metro area record temperatures expected again tomorrow. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The gray is the cloud cover that's a developed northern portion of the state. An isolated shower or thunderstorm can't be ruled out north of Interstate 70. Most of us will stay dry. Overnight tomorrow night into the morning hours Thursday, the most likely time for thunderstorms, especially north of a Lafayette to, say, Marion line. Thursday's change, the wind will flip out of the southwest to northwest. That will guarantee our cooler temperatures as we start to move toward the end of the week. Thursday, we take a big step back. Areas north and west will be in the mid-70s for afternoon highs. Indy around 80. Friday temperatures, they stay in the 60s. A northwest wind through the day. Quite a change from where we've been. Friday night football, the first night that you'll need a jacket at the game. 63 at kickoff. 58 by the time final scores are rolling in. Temperatures Saturday morning in the 40s. Get used to that. I think it'll help turn on some of the fall colors. We've got another morning where temperatures will be as cool, if not cooler. 7-day forecast. We are dry after that chance for a shower or thunderstorm as we get to Thursday. Friday, Saturday, quite cool. Temperatures bounce back a little bit on Sunday. Then we're in the 40s again early next week.
So a few more days to take in what's left of the summer that's rolling into fall.
You got it.
Okay. All right, Brad standing by with sports. Hey, Brad.
Hey, good evening. The Pacers putting in the final couple hours of their 16-hour flight to India. They were looking very comfortable as they boarded this morning at Indy. There's a 9.5-hour time difference between here and Mumbai. They've got a pair of games on tap. They play the Kings on Friday and Saturday morning, Indianapolis time. Safe travels, boys. And good evening, everyone. The Colts face perhaps their toughest test of the entire season this weekend with a trip to Kansas City. The Chiefs are 4-0. They're looking great again. The Colts will likely need a near-perfect performance from their own quarterback, with Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs always on the potential of a big game. Jacoby Brissett continued his good but not great stretch to start the season. He had 265 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Raiders, but an interception late was returned for a touchdown, and a slow start turned into too much to overcome, even though the Colts offense had a strong fourth quarter. The Chiefs will leave little room for error, particularly at home. Brissett talked to us today about the Colts' lack of energy against the Raiders.
The good thing about, kind of that happening Sunday is other players understand that and they see that. And, as a quarterback, you don't want to, overdo it. And you know that the guys will come out there because we got professionals in this locker room. They'll do it on their own.
KC is an 11-point favorite if you're into that. Keep in mind, 7 underdog road teams won this past Sunday around the NFL. Colts linebacker Anthony Walker having a little fun and getting messy with some kids from Riley Children's Hospital this week. This is the Cake It Like a Kid challenge. It is exactly what it looks like. You get cupcakes smushed on your head. You challenge others to do so. They're raising money for pediatric cancer research. Great stuff there. You can look for the social media hashtag Cake It Like a Kid for more information. IndyCar will be taking a very close look at a crucial piece of hardware for the 2020 season tomorrow at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It will be the first full on-track test of the new AeroScreen safety system. Scott Dixon and Will Power will be turning laps. The new clear structure encircles the cockpit. It's designed to deflect debris from the driver's head. They'll be collecting a ton of data. We'll have a full report for you tomorrow on the news at 6. We'll see you then.
Is the season for boxes, bows, and bubble wrap. Coming up, we're making a list of the companies that are hiring Hoosiers for the holidays.
This Friday only at Ashley Home Store.
RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers connects you and your family year-round with job opportunities and training programs. But now that we've hit October, it is time to talk about seasonal work, a chance to make some extra money as we head into a new year. Big chains like Walmart, Target, and Lowe's have announced their seasonal hiring plans, bringing on thousands of employees to get through the holiday shopping season. But just like your buying habits have changed, so has the seasonal job market. Well, Amazon, the Postal Service, and other shipping companies are going on hiring sprees to keep up with the holiday online shopping spree. FedEx is looking to hire 1,700 Hoosiers for locations across central Indiana. That includes 500 permanent positions available at the FedEx Express Hub near the airport. Well, this is where packages are pulled from FedEx planes, sorted, scanned, and sent to their final destinations. We visited the hub today and talked to employees about what it's like handling fast-paced holiday deliveries.
It's fast-paced. It's going to be fun. You have to make it what it is. Yeah, it's going to be our busy time, but if you come in with a bad attitude, it's not going to be their best. But if you come in with a great attitude, saying that you're going to do the best service that you can, provide your best work, it could be a great time.
Starting pay at the FedEx Express Hub is $15 an hour. Permanent part-time employees can take advantage of health benefits, tuition assistance, and an online college program. You can learn more about how and where to apply at hiringhoosiers.com. As for other major shipping companies, UPS is looking to hire more than 800 people in the Indianapolis area. That includes 480 package handlers, 261 drivers, and 90 driver helpers. And the U.S. Postal Service is also adding seasonal positions, which oftentimes leads to permanent employment. And if you apply for a position at Kohl's store or fulfillment center on Saturday, you could hear you're hired. The retailer will host its very first ever seasonal hiring day on October 5th. The goal is to hire 5,000 seasonal associates across the country in one day. More than 1,200 of those positions are available in the Indianapolis area. Job offers may be given on the spot. If you're looking for seasonal work, don't waste any more time. Some companies have started seasonal hiring back in July, and not just for the holidays either. Some businesses need extra help for open enrollment and tax season. For a look at jobs you can apply for right now, head to hiringhoosiers.com and click on Career Resources. Now to a job opportunity that's taking some parents to the lunchroom. Perry Township Schools is hiring child nutrition workers. The flexible hours are great for working moms like Sarah Millenbaugh. She works more than 30 hours a week, all while her daughter is in school. So finding and paying for childcare is not an issue. Being on the same holiday schedule and having summers off together are also big benefits there. Sarah says students are also making the job rewarding for her.
Oh, it's great. They really warm your heart. Like when one of them's like, can I have a hug? It just makes your heart tingle.
Starting pay is $12.32 an hour and goes up from there. If you work more than 20 hours, you qualify for long-term disability. People like Sarah who work more than 30 hours a week qualify for that, plus health, vision, and dental benefits. The district also has opportunities for summer work if you need consistent pay year-round. To learn more about working in Perry Township Schools, go to our website, hiringhoosiers.com, and click on the link for this story.
Only on RTV6 News.
Well, if you have to walk the dog first thing in the morning, dry and warm. Say hello to Otis.
Hi, Otis.
Clearly, he likes to take a shower before going to bed.
I can see that.
He's got a towel over his head. He'll be ready to roll in the morning. If you want me to walk your dog, just send a picture, kevin.gregory@wrtv.com, and I'll take him for a walk.
Otis looks a little ticked off.
Yeah.
It's too hot for a walk.
He'll be happier after the walk.
After the walk. All right. Well, thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. GMI starts at 4:30.